What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH, I'm happy for Alexis. I was happy as shit for Alexis. Like when she told Sean that she was taking some classes at PCU, I was excited for her. I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. Finding your way. And that's what Alexis is doing. She's just trying to navigate, trying to figure out what she want to do. And I'm glad she's going back to school. I know she was asking Sean, if is it a little ridiculous for her to be going back to school? I don't think so. Because some people of a particular age think that they're too old to go to school, whatever. You're never too old to learn. You ain't never too old. I don't give a damn if you're 60, 70, 80, 90. Listen, as long as you got breath in your body, do what you got to do. I'm happy for her. I was ecstatic. I wonder what she going to be doing. Um, so of course, Dante comes over to Alexis's house to inform Sean that they got a mysterious tip, about a body in the woods in the Pine Barrens, and they found the body of some known hitman or whatever, and he had a gun buried with him. They tested the gun. It's the same gun that was used to shoot Hayden 5 years ago. What was that? 5, 6 years ago? About 5 years ago. It was the same gun. Um, so apparently that's case closed. Sean's name was cleared. He's exonerated. He no longer has that crime on his record. Um, And as happy as he was to finally have his name clear, he knew Nicholas was behind that shit. He knew it. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Nicholas was definitely behind it. Um, and of course, as soon as Dante left, Nicholas starts calling, to let him know that the last of the money that he was supposed to give him for his nonprofit was transferred to his account. So Sean told him about, Dante coming over in the situation. So now Nicholas thinks that makes him and Sean all squared up. Sean was like, yeah, we're good. He said, our business is concluded. I love how Sean was playing Nicholas, because as soon as he hung up that phone, he told Alexis, my revenge basically against Nicholas is not done yet. I was excited, but I was nervous at the same time, because I'm like, Sean, I'm happy that he's not letting Nicholas off the hook that easily, but at the same time, I'm nervous because Sean doesn't want to overplay his hand. Like, never overplay your hand. You know what I'm saying? Sean has the upper hand at this point. You know what I mean? Your name was cleared. You no longer have that crime on your record. You were vindicated. You got a bunch of money from Nicholas to start your nonprofit, and you purchased the Invader with that money. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot. So it's like, don't overdo it now. Do not. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that he's going to toy with Nicholas a little further, but you got to know, like, the Cassadines ain't going down without a fight, so you got to be careful. You know what I mean? You got to pick them battles very carefully. You know, be careful. But I'm glad that he getting, Nicholas, he getting in his ass. I'm glad about that, because Nicholas needs to be taken down a peg or two. He think he's so damn smart. So anyway, moving on from that, Martin and Lucy. Listen, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that room. It's something about it. I love how GH don't shy away from older couples, doing love scenes and stuff like that, still getting it in. Like, even if they don't show the love scene, I love how they pretty much put it out there like, yeah, they're like 50 something, 60, and they still, bumping and grinding. I like that, because you know what? Older people still getting in. Shit, they not dead. You know what I mean? Like, me and my friends have this conversation all the time. We be like, yo, we sit there and talk about this. We be like, what is a good age to stop fucking? Excuse my language, but what's a good age to stop having sex? Is it 70? 80? Like, when do you stop? Like, so I'm glad GH don't shy away from it. Um, and the funny part was when Martin woke up with a hangover, and Lucy, this heifer, had her feet all up on them pillows. I said, damn, y'all must have been fucking. I was like, because he up here, she laying down here. I said that must have been some wild, interesting sex that y'all done had. And when he turned the blanket over and saw her face, she was like, oh, you ready for another round? I said, another round? I said, y'all better calm y'all old ass down. I said, y'all fucking more than young people do. I said, are you sure Martin Hart could handle another round? I was like, get it. I was souped. I was like, hey, y'all be doing it like that? Like, y'all at that particular age and y'all still be going for 2, 3, 4 rounds? Damn. Lord have. Now, if they doing it that many times, I know Obrecht and Scott got to be doing it at least about 10 if they go on another round. I know Scott and Obrecht. Listen, I'm going to need Frank Valentine to do me one favor. I need to see a love scene between Scott and Obrecht. I need to see it because a part of me feel like if they did a sex scene, it's gonna be some wild animal shit. Like she just gonna be like she gonna be doing some monkey shit. She gonna be swinging from the chandelier. I just gotta feel it's gonna be wild. It is gonna be wild. I got a feeling he probably gonna dress up as a little Tarzan or something. She gonna be Jane. Mm-mm-mm. I gotta see that scene because I know it's gonna be it's gonna be something for the ages. So anyway, Lucy need to stop worrying about what other people think about her because Martin was like, listen, let's go down to the Metro Court. I'm gonna pay for breakfast. We're gonna have some breakfast. She was worried about the walk of shame. You know, I said, Lucy, you should be proud that number one, you still look good as shit for your age. Two, you can go as many rounds as you can go at that age. You got a killer body for your age, and you still old enough to do the walk of shame. I would be proud as shit. I wouldn't be embarrassed. I wouldn't care about what nobody got to say. And I love that Martin didn't care. Martin was like, I ain't worried about gossip. He said, shit, I'm from the South. He said, gossip is what they do. Like, he didn't care. He said, I'm used to gossip. I know that's right, because I'm the same way. It's like, I'm going to touch on this probably a little bit later in another video, but I just want to touch on it real quick. I love when people don't care what other people think of them. I love it, because you want to know why? I spent a lot of my life, like my younger life, my teenage years, I spent a lot of that always not being me in certain situations because I was always fearful of what somebody gonna say, what somebody gonna think. It took me a while to get out of that. And sometimes I still feel like that. I get my days where I feel like, oh, what this person gonna think, or if I say this or do this, they gonna. It took me a while, and I'm still working on it, but I'm starting to not give a shit what nobody got to say about me or what they think about me. And it feels very powerful. Like, you know what I'm saying? It feels good to just be you and do you without worrying about what another damn person think. I love it, and I'm glad Martin was like that. And when they went down to that restaurant, all eyes was on them because Laura and Kevin was definitely looking. They was looking like, what the hell they doing together? In the same outfit. And of course, when Laura came over to talk to Martin, because she didn't even come to talk to him about Lucy. She came over to talk to him about Cyrus and let him know what happened when she went to visit him. And Lucy was so like worried about what Laura was saying. Because even when Kevin came over, she was like, oh, is your wife trying to tell her brother to stay away from me? And why are you worried about what Laura talking about? Laura ain't that type of person. She's really not. And honestly, Laura wasn't even really thinking about it. I'm pretty sure like Laura was wondering about the two of them being together, but Laura's not that type of person. For one, Martin is a grown ass man. She's not gonna tell her brother, her newly discovered brother, who to date. You know what I'm saying? I doubt Laura even has an issue with it. You know? I doubt Kevin even has an issue with it. It's like it is what it is. Y'all are both grown. But a part of me feel like Lucy, I ain't even gonna say think that she still got feelings for Kevin. She definitely still got feelings for Kevin, even though they've been divorced for 7 years. But um, I'm glad that she's starting to move on with herself, and I like the chemistry between her and Martin. I could definitely see them together for the long haul because she was nervous that her thing with Martin was just one night, and Martin was like, no, he was like, I want to continue to see you. He enjoyed himself. He was like, that's the most fun he had in a long time. So I'm glad that they, getting it on and stuff like that, and they're getting to know each other, and I like it. The chemistry is off the charts between them. So anyway, moving on from that, I'm glad, Laura and Nicholas sat down with Kevin and had that conversation about Spencer because Kevin feels like Spencer's attitude has improved because, he's working, he's making his own money, and he even started doing chores around the house. Kevin was like, he didn't even know how to use a dishwasher. So Kevin had to show him how to use the dishwasher. He was like, once he started learning how to do that, he started, helping out more around the house. And even Nicholas was impressed. He was like, my son loading the dishwasher? I said, see, this is what happened when you don't teach your spoiled ass kids basic, needs and basic shit. You know, like loading the dishwasher and washing your own dishes, mopping the floor. That's some basic shit. Let me tell y'all something. I had a colleague, a coworker one time, spoiled. When I say spoiled, I mean spoiled. He did not know how to mop a floor. Like we were working one night and my assistant manager asked him to mop the floor. This dude did not know how to mop a floor. Like we literally had to demonstrate and show him how to mop a floor. Grown ass boy, 20 something years old. He didn't know how to do nothing because his father was the VP of the company. You know what I'm saying? His father was the vice president of the company. So he would come to work and literally not do shit because his daddy was VP. So he felt like he had to really do nothing. Just lazy as shit. Ain't know how to do nothing basic. The most basic of things he did not know how to do. I was like, yeah, I could never raise a kid like that. I don't give a damn how wealthy I might be, what position, what status I am. My kid will know the basics. Like you will know how to take care of yourself without my money. Let me tell you that right now. Um, so Laura basically wanted Nicholas to figure out a way to work things out with Spencer because the last thing she wants is for him to feel indebted to Victor and have it, have Victor influencing him. That's what she doesn't want. You know what I mean? I agree with Laura on that. She's doing her best to try to keep her family the hell away from Victor. She know he ain't shit and she know he up to no good. And the last thing they need is for Spencer to be following in his footsteps and, like having him influence him, be his mentor or whatever. Like, no, 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 no. So she needs Nicholas to step up and do something about this. But I understand where Nicholas is coming from because Spencer resents him. He's not very open to talking to Nicholas or nothing. And I feel like the Ava situation is still a problem because as long as Nicholas is married to Ava, Spencer is still going to be an issue. He's not going to want anything to do with them as long as Ava's around. So how do you fix that? You know what I mean? The only other option is to divorce, and that's not going to happen either. It's like Nicholas is in the middle. He got his son over here, wife over here. It's gonna be a problem. So he need to just figure that out and figure out a way to nip that in the bud. So anyway, moving on from that, I do not feel bad for Spencer at all. Spencer was sounding like an ungrateful, spoiled little ass brat. Like when Victor came in and stuff like that, and he was talking about how happy he was that Spencer's legal issues are now over. Spencer was sounding so ungrateful, talking about how he wished that he thought his uncle was gonna get the charges dropped, like completely, so that way Spencer wouldn't have any jail time, nothing. Basically, he wouldn't have no consequences. And I agree with Victor on that. I felt like Spencer was being very ungrateful because number one, you got a slap on the wrist. 30 days at Springfield and he's freaking out about that. Like, dog, it ain't like you going to Pittenville. You're not going to be up there with hard up criminals. You know what I'm saying? That rape and murder. You're not going to that kind of prison. You going to happy hour, basically. You know what I'm saying? You going to a place where they play shuffleboard and gin rummy and poker and all this stuff and do what the hell they want to do. You going to a country club prison. You know what I mean? And you're complaining? You're going to country club for 1 month. That is what you are. That's where you are going, sir. To the country club. And on top of that, you got to do community service and pay restitution to Ava. That's all you got to do. That's it. I was like, if it was anybody else, they would have been under the jail. They probably would have got about 5 years, 10 years, depending on if they got priors. I was not feeling for him at all. I was like, listen, I don't feel bad for you. At all. That was his privilege talking because I really don't feel bad. Like, come on, a month. And even Esme, like, she went over to Cameron's to talk to him. She was shocked that Jocelyn was there. I don't know why. That's her boyfriend's house. Like, why wouldn't she be there? But basically, she wants to have like this big last hoorah before Spencer goes to prison. Talking about, because Spencer's freaking out and we need to do something to lift his spirits before he goes into prison. I'm like, why are they talking like Spencer's going away for 5 years? Dude is going away for a month. A month, and they can all visit him whenever they want to. It's 1 month. And it's a bougie ass prison. It ain't like it's Hard Knock Life. Like, come on. Like, what is wrong with these people? So she want to use Sonny's cabin or whatever. She was being so pushy about it too, telling Jocelyn, "Oh, can you call Sonny right now and ask him?" No, he's busy right now. He's not gonna answer the phone. Like, let them handle it, and they will call you back. Um, Esme definitely got something up her sleeve because she been talking about this weekend getaway for a while. And even when she was with Trina and Spencer, she was sitting there talking about, "Oh, this is gonna be huge." What she say? She was like, "This is gonna be the send off of the ages and stuff." What does this girl got planned? Because she is super excited about this. And did she try to play Trina like Trina wasn't invited or something like that? And Spencer was like, Trina is invited too. And she was like, "Oh, I just figured she would be busy with school and work." You was trying to be shady, and you noticed the look on her face. Esme was pissed when she got there because she saw Spencer and Trina holding hands. She saw that shit and she was pissed, and then tried to slap a smile on her face. I was like, yo, I do not like this girl at all. She just looked like the devil. I'm glad that Jocelyn is not letting up on Esme. Like, she knows Esme ain't nothing. She know that girl's up to no good, and I'm glad that she, is clocking it. She know that girl up to something, and I want to know what she up to with this damn trip. Like, why she so eager to go? Like, she definitely got something planned. So anyway, moving on from that. Victor and Liesl. I like that scene between them. Let me tell you something. Liesl was letting Victor have it. Like, he was sitting there trying to threaten her and stuff, and then try to take credit for saving her life. Talking about, "Oh, I saved you from Peter. If it wasn't for me, Peter would have been killed you," and da-da-da-da. I'm like, you did not save her, bruh. You ain't had nothing to do with that. Because he talking about next time, if she keep up her attitude, next time she won't be so lucky, and he might not save her. But I do agree with Victor. I mean, with Obrecht, there definitely might be a next time where she needs some saving. I'm just saying. Because, Obrecht stay in some mess. But I love how she was, standing up to Victor where Scott was concerned. Because Victor sounded so much like Helena, though, when he told her not to get in his way. With that little menacing voice. Because if you remember, when Helena be around Luke and Nicholas and stuff like that, she always talk about how fond of them she is. But then whenever they step out of line too much or they get in her business too much, especially Nicholas, I remember she used to always tell Nicholas, "My fondness only goes but so far for you." Like, she would let them know in a minute. Like, yeah, I like you. I love you even. I'm always here to help you, but don't push it, because I will hurt you if I have to. And that's pretty much what Victor was trying to tell Obrecht. And when Obrecht was standing up for Scott, she basically told him, "Don't threaten me," because she was like, "My man Scott will handle you." I was like, oh shit. Because she was letting him know, like, you don't understand, like, you don't understand what Scott is capable of. And Victor was like, "Scott is not as powerful as you think." She was like, "Yeah, okay." I said, oh shit. And she even had Victor standing there thinking, like, what do she know about Scott that I don't know? I say, y'all gonna stop playing Scott like he ain't nothing. They gonna stop playing him. And I love how Obrecht was talking big about her man and stuff like that. I said, see, this is why I love her and Scott. I love it. She was speaking up for her man. She said, she was telling Victor, "Let me let you know something real quick. Her man Scott don't play no games. You try her one more time, you gonna have to deal with him." So we get to this court hearing or whatever for Nina, and of course, Michael try to act like the big bad, sitting over there talking to the ADA and talking about how they just want this to be over with. And Sonny was Carly was pretty much telling Sonny the same thing, that she wanted Nina out of their lives and whatnot. Scott wasn't worried because Scott had a plan, and boy did he have a good damn plan. Scott had a smart plan. I loved how he maneuvered the way he did today. Because he was trying to figure out how to get Willow on that stand. He was trying to figure it out. But when he had Sonny on the witness stand, he used that to maneuver a way to get Willow on the stand. Because he asked Sonny a good question. He asked Sonny, why didn't he press charges against Nina? And the ADA trying to object to it. And I'm glad the judge allowed Scott to ask that question. Because the ADA sitting there talking about, "Oh, that's not relevant to the charges against Nina." It's very relevant. What are you talking about? It's very relevant. It's a good question. Sonny is supposed to be the victim in all of this, right? So if he's the victim, why didn't he personally press charges against her? Why did his son do it? Scott was on the motherfucking money today. Scott was in his bag. And this is what I be talking about, Scott. I hate how they try to play him like he ambulance chasing lawyer. Scott was in his bag on this case. Scott was getting his money's worth. He was like, listen, I'm going to show y'all who the hell I am. I'm Scott motherfucking Baldwin. I'm about to show y'all real quick. When he asked Sonny that question and the ADA tried to stand up and speak, and then they mentioned how, he was like, oh, your son felt like justice needed to be served. And I'm glad how he brought Michael up. And then he mentioned how Michael made a substantial contribution to the ADA's campaign fund. And he was mentioning how Willow and Michael did that. Mind you, Willow never made a contribution. She wasn't in on the contribution with Michael. But I like how Scott did that. He made it seem like Willow and Michael did that. Like they did it together. He did that so that way the ADA would try to call one of them, mainly Willow, to testify. I like how Scott maneuvered that. That was smart. Because he mentioned how Willow and Michael needed to be the ones on trial and stuff. So the ADA was like, okay, I want to call my next witness to clear my name of this whole accusation that Scott is making, trying to say I was bribed. So he was like, I'm going to call Willow Tate to the stand. I said, that was smart. I said, Scott knew what the hell he was doing. Scott did it. And that's exactly what he wanted. And Nina had no clue what the hell Scott was trying to do. I'm like, you'll see. It might hurt her, but it'll get you out from under these charges if it goes the way Scott wants it to go. And so far, it went perfectly. It went exactly how Scott wanted it to go. Because Scott need Willow understand so he could ask her certain questions so she could reveal that Sonny and Nina were in love in Nixon Falls. That way, he gonna work it so that way he can get these charges, these fraud charges and all that drop. Because if Sonny did a lot of this stuff of his own volition, it could prove reasonable doubt. That's all any good lawyer needs in certain cases. You just need reasonable doubt. That's all you need. Something. A little slither of doubt. All you need to get them charges dropped or mistrial or something. That's all you need. And that's what Scott angling for. That was a smart ass move. I said, you know what, Scott? I need to hire your ass. That was smart. That was some Diane Miller shit. That was smart. I mean, they can't sleep on Scott, man. Scott been a lawyer for over 40 years, man. That man know what he doing. This was a good ass episode. I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. I think I covered everything because we did have a news interruption. But I think that's everything. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all all thought about this episode. I will see you all Monday because there's no new episode tomorrow. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I might drop a video, a little chat video, Christmas Day. I might do that. But if I don't, Merry Christmas. And I'll see you all Monday. Have a great day. Have a great night. See you all later. Peace.